Hey guys, it's Arlie. I wasn't going to post any videos this year, or at least in January, but I just wanted to show you my January dori because I think it's cute. And I didn't use, this is one of the older dories. This is my favorite. It's the 2019 January. So the numbers didn't line up with 2023, so I used stickers to cover that. I did my little calendar in the center, which I really love doing. I use a Google Calendar for appointments and stuff, but this gives me that satisfying feeling of crossing things out. I don't know why, it's just like satisfying, cross things out. And then also, like next month I'm going on a short trip, and I like putting a little, like an arrow, through an event that takes more than a few days. And then, as usual, I made some mistakes. I don't know if you can see it, but I used, what's it called? One of those Uniball signo pens as white-out to correct the line that I did here. And then I always make a mistake. That's okay. I mean, this is just for me. And then here's another mistake. So I don't remember which company the stamp set is from, but it has all the months, and so that you can figure out which day the month starts on, and then stamp out that month. Sorry, and then so because February, the stamp itself, each month stamp goes up to 31, so I had to sort of block it out. So I didn't do that great of a job, but because February only had 28 days. And then here, it looked right to me when I was stamping it, but then I stamped it upside down, but I'm gonna leave it because that doesn't bother me. But I thought that would be fun to use up the extra space and make it look kind of like the way a wall calendar has the little mini calendar. So I used, what company? I actually don't remember which company this is from. If you want to know, I think it's kind of an older company that made the just cutest, like very abstract, flat, beautifully colored patterns. And then this is a sticker, and I want to show you this. I wasn't going to buy this. I guess this video is more like pushing products. I bought this for myself for Christmas, which means I bought it for myself and then I gave it to my husband to give back to me for Christmas because he never knows what to get me. And so first of all, I was following John Derian on Instagram, and I just love his or their posts. It's a store in New York, I guess, but it's also kind of like an aesthetic of vintage and modern and the kind of like modern Victorian, I guess. And so I've been following them, and then Facebook gave me an ad for this book at, I guess, the San Francisco Art Museum store or something, and I looked up the price, and it was, some amount. I wish I could, I'm sorry, I'm not very good at remembering the prices. Oh, so the price on the Art Museum store was like $45, and I thought that's an awful lot. And so I looked it up on Amazon, and it was exactly $35. So this is kind of fun, but it's also a hardbound book, and I thought this would be a fun book to use as a junk journal when I'm done. I hope it's not collectible and worth millions of dollars in 30 years, but so each of these pages is sticker paper. Some of them are die cut. Some of them aren't, like these are die cut. The ones that aren't, you can fussy cut, or this whole elephant is die cut. But you could unstick it and use it like washi tape, or paint or draw on it, and or even pull the whole page out and run it through a typewriter. Anyway, I just thought it was fun. So it's the John Derian sticker book, 700 stickers, and it was $35, and I got mine on Amazon. So, and then, if you follow me, my thing that I try to remember is, if you hoard stuff in drawers, you never get to see it. But if you use it, then like you get the fun of using it. And it's not like it goes away. It's still in your stuff. So this is one of my favorite things, the phrenology, the study of head shape, or I forgot what phrenology means, but I have a link. I love this style of art, you know, the one where they show like a pig or a cow and it's all cut apart and you can see like this is where the steak comes from, this is where the bacon comes from. I love diagram style of art, and so I love phrenology and phrenology diagrams, and also palmistry. My point is that on Pinterest I have a board for this. So if you also like this kind of thing, go up up to my profile and look at my link tree and go to my Pinterest, and then you should see my phrenology board there. So anyway, that's what this is. This is a sticker of phrenology. So blah, 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 lots of talking. It was a 12 by 12 sheet, and I just cut it to the right width, and then I folded up the remainder with a little bit of double stick tape. I just keep some here, double-sided tape. And I cut a little strip of tape and then cut it again down the middle to make it a really narrow strip. So it's really very narrow. And then I, as usual, cut the corners of the page so that I can flip right to today, which is here. And then, oh, where's my little, somewhere I have a little, like a guide. Oops, sorry. I want to try to follow, there we go. Oh, here it is again. That's funny, I didn't even think of that. I made a little page, like a reminder, to try to have more form to each page, or more like layout, or more of like a rule, because it seems like sometimes I just sort of throw things together, and I thought it would be fun to try to stick with the 3 sections. So I'm going to do data, which is like weather and stuff like that, and then also, and what we ate, or, you know, like just like details, but not like journaling. And then next to it, I'm going to do a to do or a done list. And it turns out I forget to do it the day of or the day before, so I do afterwards. So it ends up being an accomplishments list. And you'd be surprised how many things you actually do. So make sure that you do keep track of the things that you have done. It's a really satisfying exercise. Then I'm going to journal only in 1/3 of the page, and I'm going to do photo and a title or a theme. And this month has been kind of weird. Right now I have a really bad toothache. I'm having a hard time just kind of getting through the day. I have very few photos of my life these days. So actually my dentist appointment is today, so that should be nice. And maybe I'll get back to living. I don't know if you've ever had a really bad acute pain, then you know what it means, that you're just sort of surviving. So my point is that there are some days I don't have photos. Even on New Year's Day, I had no photos. So I just kind of rummaged through my supplies and found kind of, I don't know, I think of this theme, this January theme, as sort of like office supply, kind of, like scraps and office supply. And I don't know why, but bicycles and typewriter sort of fit with it. Butterflies. So see, here's the weather, and here's my accomplishments. And I just wrote out everything that I did, the weather, and I'm trying to write more than just the data of the weather, but like whether I got to wear a new hat, or like walked the dogs, and you know, like a little more information, a little more personalization about the weather. And then journaling. And here I had some extra room, and I thought I would just do a pattern of triangles. This is a photo of a stamp that I carved. Let's see. So I didn't have a photo. I mean, I did have a photo. I could have printed from my screen, but I might have to insert something right here. But there's, for some reason, I had to look up the In the Deer Tonight. And it's the drum solo from Phil Collins, when it's like dun, da, 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 da. And it's a little video of a deer who's walking across someone's yard, and then he walks through the kids' playground slide and stumbles, and then they put it to the music. And I swear, every time I watch that video, it makes me laugh. Instead of printing the photo, I just drew a picture of the video, like a still shot of the video, and a little bit of journaling and my data, my accomplishments. Here's more accomplishments. Journaling. So I'm doing pretty well at doing accomplishments or to-do list. I didn't write data here. I didn't write what the weather was today, but that's okay. And journaling, accomplishments, photos, journaling. I had extra photos on this day, so they got more room. But I still like this idea of dividing it into 3 and trying to, it seems to me that when I have less space, I am more creative. And for me, that was one of the reasons that I could not use the A5 size of the dori, because it felt like so much space, and I felt like I didn't know how to fill the space. So this is a really good size for me. This is the standard, and it ends up, when it's open, it's about 8 by 8. So each page is about 4 by 8. So this is, I have to go through my photos and see if I have anything. So here's my toothache, and this is today. So I just think it's really important to keep track of things. And I even put a check mark next to the TV show that we watched together on Tuesday nights, and checked it off. So that's it. That's as far as I got. So I trimmed the pages. This is where I am. Oh, and another thing about this theme, when we designed this one, we mismatched, let's see if I can find, we mismatched all the typefaces kind of intentionally and made it a little wonky. And so I tried to stamp my numbers that way. So I dug through my stamps and I found, like a serif font. Serif means it has these little hangy-offy things. And some sans serif fonts, which means it's clean and it doesn't have the little hangy things. And different ones, different sizes, and some of them I pushed a little harder to really make it have that kind of gritty look that goes with this theme. And then let's see in the back here, I did forward planning, and I have 2 different sets of stamps, and one of them is this cool stamp set that nothing matches. Sorry, this isn't really organized, but they're all kind of different. I have 2. So I have a sans serif and a serif, and it kind of gives it that funky, not quite, kind of messed up look. And then these I printed out myself. I made a little template, and I can go in and change the colors and the text, and I have a silhouette. So I just have a bunch of sheets of this, and I just thought it really went with the theme. See, I think that looks cool. And then I don't put my stickers all in the same spot because it makes it have sort of a bulge. So I try to sort of vary, where the sticker is, so that, when I'm writing, it's not bulgy. But if it is, then you just take thick cardstock. I mean, if you're trying to write and something's in the way, you just put something harder down, and then you only have the one page and this smooth surface to write upon. And then for the pages that don't have stripes, I'm adding my own with thin tape, and I have a bunch of different thin tapes, and that way every page is going to have these stripes. Even this one, I'm not quite sure how I'm going to do it, but I'm going to do it here. So that's it. Next month, I think I'll be using one of the newer designed dories. And of course, as usual, I will take it apart and play with the layout of the pages so that all the striped pages aren't in the front. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and see you later.